It's been very scary, especially just the wait leading up to it because of how slow it was moving.
Scenes of devastation across Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa carved a path of destruction through the island.
Welcome into the News at 5, everyone. I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Nikki Zizaza. The impact of this record-setting storm is going to be felt for years.
And more than 70% of that island without power tonight. And Jamaican officials say really getting a true assessment of this damage is now complicated by that. At this hour, crews bringing in relief while still working to rescue people.
Now, earlier today, Melissa made another landfall in Cuba, battering the island with heavy rains and strong wind gusts. More than 730,000 people on the eastern half of Cuba were evacuated.
And our Janae Reese continuing our coverage tonight, joining us in studio. And Janae, this is a situation that even hits home here in Maryland, especially those with family on the islands.
Rick and Nikki, this hits close to home for many of us, including myself. It's where my entire family is from. We have friends and relatives from all over the island, even in the most rural parts of the island. They're battling little to no cell service, no power, fresh water, lack of it. However, it's a much different story for the millions who are grappling with the destruction the storm has left and the tourists who are still trying to figure out how they're going to get home.
We went to thinking we might be leaving Wednesday, to us having to leave Friday, and to now knowing that the airports probably won't be open.
Alicia Jacobs is from Baltimore, and she and her husband left for a wedding at the Grand Palladium Jamaica Resort and Spa on Friday. And in the middle of their trip, Hurricane Melissa hit. Hotel staff urging them to shelter in their room.
People have had no power. Other people's rooms have been completely flooded. And obviously nobody wants to pay for that, especially when you're in the middle of a natural disaster.
Pieces of the roof hanging off, the resort they arrived to, unrecognizable. The cost of taking shelter and hunkering down in paradise creeping up.
We want to get off the island, and we obviously want to get out of this hotel, but we do need some help with trying to make something reasonable happen so that we're all not paying full price for an extended stay that we didn't ask for.
Flights grounded, some airports closed, and little to no guidance on when tourists like Linda Hall can go home.
I was supposed to leave on Sunday originally.
And then the day you leave is when they shut down the airport.
Yeah, so my flight got canceled, and then I tried to get on an earlier flight, but then that flight was oversold.
Hall visiting the Hyatt Ziva in Montego Bay from Orlando, Florida for a wedding with a friend. She says only one of them was able to get a flight out before the storm hit.
The AC is out, water is out. Of course, service is really bad right now. They give us care packages last night and the night before that in case we weren't able to leave our rooms.
Jamaica's leader says all 25,000 international visitors who remained on the island while Melissa made landfall are accounted for, and they're still working to assess the extent of the damage across the island.
It's going to be a long haul, but we are prepared to face the challenges that are ahead of us to start to rebuild this beautiful country.
Just bring awareness to what's happening in Jamaica, just to help not just us people from Baltimore who need to get off this island, but anybody else in the world who is here that needs to get home to their family.
Now, the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston is expected to open for relief and flights and humanitarian aid soon. Thursday, flights could be able to land to help evacuate guests who wish to leave. Now, the Jamaica's tourism minister also says leaders are still assessing the damage across the island, including at one of the international airports in Montego Bay. And they hope within the next 2 days, commercial flights will restart. Back to you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Janae.